Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Siboga TV, which is the home of politics. William Samoei Arap Ruto has actually been telling the Kenyans that the opposition side in this republic actually doesn't have any plan for the Kenyans. And at the same time, the opposition side in our republic, they are also telling the Kenyans that William Samoei Arap Ruto has no better plan in this republic other than kidnapping the Kenyans, other than making the country to sink in corruption, other than making this country to overborrow, and those money which the country is overborrowing is actually going to the corrupt hands. And now the side of opposition is actually saying that William Samoei Arap Ruto is going to be a one-term president. But William Samoei Arap Ruto has also insisted that for the opposition side of this republic to get power, then they must convince the Kenyans and they must tell the Kenyans that they have good policies, they have good programs for the people of this nation. And from that point, who is really telling Kenyans the truth? So today, we want to look deeper into these issues that the side of the government is telling the Kenyans and the side of opposition is telling the Kenyans. And from that analysis, it will be easy to project whether it is the government which is lying to the Kenyans or whether the side of opposition doesn't have any better plans. And it also will help the people of this nation to make an informed choice whether to stick with William Samoei Arap Ruto in his next term or to elect the new administration and probably put the side of opposition into power. So if you are interested in this kind of analysis, I could request you kindly to stay put. And if you have not actually subscribed to this YouTube channel, please today subscribe, give this video a like, share the video to your friends, and also hit the notification bell, because by hitting the notification, you will give YouTube permission so that you can get notified whenever we upload any political content into YouTube. And for those ones who have actually subscribed to our YouTube channel, I say thank you and may God bless you all abundantly. Now, let us go back to the discussion of the day. Who is telling the Kenyans the truth? Is it the side of opposition? Or is it the side of William Samoei Arap Ruto? Because William Samoei Arap Ruto has insisted that the side of opposition doesn't have any plan or any better plans to the Kenyans. And that is why he has always been asking them to tell the Kenyans what they will do better than William Samoei Arap Ruto. And in the recent RIGATHI from United States of America, he came out and told the Kenyans that William Samoei Arap Ruto doesn't have any better plan for them to improve, because he told the Kenyans that they cannot improve corruption, and instead they will stop corruption, because for RIGATHI, he believes that the policy of Kenya Kwanza is about corruption. He also believes that we cannot improve on SHA. Instead, we can bring back NHIF, the old system which used to fund the health sector. At the same time, Rigathi Gachagua has told the Kenyans that William Samoei Arap Ruto is a great liar. And that is another policy for William Samoei Arap Ruto. Is that not the case? Let me explain. For sure, we can say William Samoei Ruto can have those things Rigathi Gachagua has said. But the truth remains, William Samoei Arap Ruto has policies of his government. For example, William Samoei Arap Ruto was able to remove NHIF and he introduced a new policy which is called SHA. And for a period of 2.5 years, the opposition has been telling the Kenyans that SHA is a poor framework than NHIF. But we must also remember that NHIF never provided better to the Kenyans. And the Kenyans were crying during the time of NHIF that you could go to the hospitals, but you could not get drugs. You could go to the hospitals, but you could be told you must pay first some amount of money for you to get treated because NHIF was not reliable. And that is why William Samoei Arap Ruto, when he told the Kenyans that he was going to change that system to SHA, Kenyans trusted him. And we can say that he has rolled out NHIF. And at the first, SHA was actually having some problems. But we can say that that program is progressing well because I am a Kenyan. And let us give Caesar what belongs to Caesar. So from the side of SHA, if it could have not been politicized, because there are people who had believed or who were benefiting from NHIF through corruption deals, and those people probably they have come out and they wanted to scatter SHA. But we can say that William Samoei Arap Ruto has actually done all the best. And we can say that truly SHA is working. It has not worked 100%, but it is in progress. So that is a policy for William Samoei Ruto. William Samoei Arap Ruto also came up with the policy of housing. And this policy was actually castigated as one of the poorest, as one of the policy which actually was taking money from the pockets of the Kenyans. But the truth is, the housing plan has provided what we call job opportunity to many Kenyans. It has provided opportunities to artisans. It has provided opportunity to people who did or who are electricians, engineers, people who deal in the business industry of cement, sand. And this system has actually funded, has actually employed very many Kenyans, and many businesses are actually benefiting from this housing program. So we can say that youths have been employed because of this. And I cannot say that this program is 100% good. It also has its sideboard faults because for those people who are employed by the government, there's a percentage which is deducted for them. And this is actually what led to William Samoei Arap Ruto to be called Sakayo. But I believe Sakayo also wanted to tax so that he can get more money to do what? To employ more youths. So we can say that is a policy. And also another policy is the way he's funding universities. Those students who are joining universities, higher education board of loans, the way they give loans to the university students. We can say it is not the best, but it is doing something good to the Kenyans. And the opposition are saying that all those are not plans of the government, but they are also looking at only one side. William Samoei Ruto did subsidy to fertilizer, and this actually has improved farming in this nation. It has improved farming from the sector of tea, from the sector of coffee, from the sector of maize, and actually very many other horticultural crops. And now we can say that Kenyans is benefiting from that because the cost of living has dropped down a bit. It's not as high as it used to be. But for Rigathi, they are not seeing that. So, what Rigathi Gachagua and the group of opposition are saying, we cannot really say that it is wrong. They also have an opinion. They also have a point to make. Because we have rampant corruption, which needs to be stopped. We have what we call lies here and there in the government. But we cannot say that William Samoei Ruto is a total liar. Many things he has tried to implement them. The only point we must understand that the opposition is coming from is from the political side. They also want to make sure that they have made the government to look bad to the Kenyans so that they can be elected. But they have some sense. And that is why, in another way, William Samoei Ruto is actually true by asking them, if my way of doing agriculture is poor, what is your way? Yeah, you have said I have corruption, I am a liar, that SHA is not working, that agriculture is not working, that the cost of living is still skyrocketing. What is your plan to the Kenyans? So the opposition must come out clearly and they must tell the Kenyans about their program. Because we must not be blinded by the opposition trying to say this is a tainted government without them giving us their plans. They must tell us what are they going to do better than William Samoei Ruto. They must not tell us that we will stop corruption. In which way? They must give us a proper framework. Because, as you know, sometimes politicians ni wale. You may find that they are fighting because probably one never got what he wanted to get from the government, probably of William Samoei Ruto. And that's why he is very furious with William Samoei Ruto. So for the Kenyans, we must actually come up and ask the side of opposition, tell us your plan. Don't tell us William Samoei Ruto is a one-term. Tell us your plan. It is for us to make a choice whether we kick out William Samoei Arap Ruto or we bring you in once we kick him out, or we can maintain William Samoei Ruto for a second term if you cannot give us a well-elaborated plan on how you are going to benefit the Kenyans. Because by now I can categorically say that opposition has no plan, because they have not told the Kenyans how they will deal with health sector. The only thing I heard is that Rigathi is thinking of taking us back to NHIF, the old system, which never worked for the Kenyans. He say it is better. And that is why, in some instant, I agree with William Samoei Ruto that the side of opposition is the hold type. The status quo, let us maintain the status quo. Let us maintain with NHIF, which never worked for the Kenyans. So if the side of opposition cannot really tell us how we will improve our health care, then we can say William Samoei Ruto is better. If the side of opposition cannot come up clearly, how are they going to correct taxes? And how are they going to make sure that they make the economy to come up? Where will they get the resources so that they can industrialize this country? Is it from borrowing? Is it from increasing tax? Is it from using efficiency our available resources? And if it's about using it efficiently, how will they stop corruption? Because corruption in this nation is actually a cancer. It is rampant, and it has been there. It was there during the Moi era. It was there during Kibaki era. It was there during Uhuru era, and it is there in this government of William Samoei Arap Ruto. And probably it is more. But we need a leader who can tell the Kenyans how he is going to deal with corruption. We need to know which way are you going to deal with corruption. We must be very candid. We must be very careful with the politicians. Let the politician not tell us that William Samoei Ruto has no plan. Let William Samoei Arap Ruto not tell us that the side of opposition has no plan. We Kenyans, we have eyes, we are seeing, we are watching. We are watching and we are seeing clearly that William Samoei Ruto has failed here and there. He has become successful here and there. We also know that the side of opposition is also a failed side of opposition. They have no plan. They haven't told us the plan they have for this nation. And we cannot believe them because they are bullying William Samoei Arap Ruto. Instead, let the opposition sit down. Let them tell us William has failed to deal with corruption. And now we have a plan on how we will deal with corruption. We have good laws which we will implement and which will be able to deal with corruption. We will disassociate us from corruption. And if they have been associated with corruption, they must tell us, if you have been associated with corruption, how are you going to deal with corruption? Because you as an individual, you are a corrupt person. If it is abduction, how will they stop abduction? Because you as a leader, probably, you have been involved in abduction. So the side of opposition must be very clear, must be precise, must give Kenyans information. They must give us a plan on how they will deal with all these issues. They should not tell us that SHA is a failed system without them giving us an alternative plan, how they are going to do it, how they are going to fund it, and everything. That is when we will say that this side of opposition is actually waiting, is actually a government in waiting. And now, if the opposition is able to give us all those plans, well elaborated, then it will be easy to kick out William Samoei Arap Ruto. But if they cannot tell us the truth, if they cannot give us a clear plan on how they will take Kenya forward, if we entrust them into power, if they have been involved in corruption, they must tell us, because they were involved in corruption. How can we trust them now, since they want to have the power of the high seat? So those are questions as Kenyans we must ask ourselves. So we should not trust the government blindly. We should not trust the side of opposition blindly, because all these people are politicians and they are greedy. We must judge them one by one. And we must use our brains to judge these political leaders. But if we cannot use our brains, then you will find that we are removing the hyena from power and we are bringing in the lion into power, which will actually not give us even room. It will actually hit our flesh completely. So we must be very candid. We must be very calculative as Kenyans. We must not trust politicians blindly the way they are trying to tell us. So if William Samoei Ruto is telling the opposition to come up with plans, it is true, they must come up with the plans. If the opposition is telling William Samoei Ruto that your government is corrupt, then William Samoei Ruto start dealing with corruption and disapprove them. I really don't know what's your take about the whole issue, about the opposition in this republic, what they are telling us. Is it true? Do they have plans such that we can give or we can entrust them to power? Does the side of the government tell us the truth? Is it implementing the policies which they had told us during the time of election? Can we entrust them to a second term in power? That is what we must ask ourselves. And we must make a proper choice. Let us not use emotions. Let the politician don't whip our emotions and then we make a bigger blunder. We make a bigger mistake. What is your take on those issues? Please drop your comment in the comment section below. And if this is your first time to pump into this YouTube channel, I request you kindly to take a minute and subscribe, share the video, hit the notification bell. And for those ones who have actually subscribed to this YouTube channel and they always keep watching our videos, I say thank you. And with that, I say thank you until we meet in our next political conversation. Goodbye.